There are 10 things happening at airport security right now that most passengers either don't know or know just enough to get them in serious trouble. One of them is printed right on your boarding pass, and it means you've already been flagged before you even arrive at the checkpoint. And number 10, it is a legal right. The TSA is not required to tell you about, and almost no one uses it. I'm Travel-Hackster. The next 7 minutes could change every security line you ever walk through. Item number 8 alone could explain something that's already happened to you. Stay with me. TSA processes over 2 million passengers every single day. They have rules, systems, and processes most travelers never fully understand, and the gaps in that understanding cost people flights, cost them privacy, and cost them money. 10 things you need to know before you walk into any security checkpoint. Starting now. Number 1. Putting your phone in a separate bin at security. This is one of the most common moves at every checkpoint, and one of the riskiest. Your phone, sitting alone in an open bin, travels down the conveyor unattended while you walk through the body scanner. That 10 to 15 second window is one of the most documented moments for theft and loss at US airports. The fix: put your phone in your jacket pocket before it goes through the X-ray or deep inside your bag, where it scans perfectly and never leaves your belongings. A phone in a separate bin is a phone at risk. This applies to wallets, jewelry, and passports too. Anything that's left visible in an open bin without you next to it. Number 2. Pay for TSA pre-check when you may already have it free. TSA pre-check costs $85 for 5 years when purchased directly, but over 30 major credit cards, including many travel credit cards from Chase, American Express, Capital One, and Citi, include a pre-check or global entry reimbursement credit as a standard benefit. Global entry at $100 includes pre-check automatically. If you have a travel rewards card and have never checked the benefits page, log in right now after this video. You may have been entitled to TSA pre-check for years. The pre-check lane means shoes stay on, laptop stays in the bag, belt stays on, liquids stay packed. The average pre-check wait time is under 5 minutes. The average standard lane wait, over 20. Number 3. Pack full-size liquids and fight the 3-1-1 rule when solid versions of almost everything exist and are completely exempt. Shampoo bars, solid conditioner, toothpaste tablets, solid sunscreen sticks, solid deodorant. None of these are liquids. None of them count toward your quart-sized bag. None of them get confiscated. You can bring as many as you need in your carry-on with no restrictions whatsoever. Solid toiletries are available at most drugstores and on Amazon for the same price or less than their liquid equivalents. Making this switch one time eliminates the liquids bag entirely from your packing routine, permanently. Airlines don't tell you this because the 3-1-1 rule pressure is one of the leading causes of passengers checking bags they could have carried on. 3 down, 7 more. And number 7 is the one TSA doesn't explain even when they're doing it to you. It's happened to most travelers at some point, and almost no one understood what was actually happening. That's coming up. Keep watching. Number 4. Stress about your medications at airport security, because they are almost entirely exempt from the 3-1-1 rule. Prescription and over-the-counter medications in liquid, pill, or gel form are allowed in quantities exceeding 3.4 ounces. Insulin, eye drops, saline, liquid vitamins, all of it. The rule: declare your medications separately at the checkpoint before the bin goes through. Tell the agent, "I have medications to declare." They will screen them separately. No confiscation. No restrictions on quantity for genuine medical need. TSA's own website confirms this in plain language, but they don't remind you at the checkpoint. Passengers who don't know this either leave medications at home or check bags they didn't need to check. Number 5. Walk through the body scanner without knowing what actually triggers an alarm. The millimeter wave scanner used at most US airports doesn't look for metal. It looks for anything that deviates from the standard human body silhouette. Bulky clothing, heavy waistbands, folded fabric. Even certain prosthetics and medical devices create an anomaly the system flags. The two most common trigger points: anything extra in pockets, including tissues or receipts, and layered clothing bunching at the shoulders or waist. Single lightweight layer on top, empty pockets, and no belt is the fastest path through every scanner. If you are flagged and not comfortable with a public pat-down, you have the right to request it in a private screening area. Ask, they must comply. If any of this is changing how you think about security lines, hit subscribe. Travel-Hackster drops insider travel intelligence every single week. Subscribe, hit the bell, and let's keep going. Item 8 is coming, and it's already on your boarding pass right now. Never number 6. Confuse Clear with TSA PreCheck. They solve completely different problems. Clear is a biometric identity verification service. It uses your fingerprint or iris to verify who you are and moves you to the front of the document and ID check line. It does not change what happens at the actual screening checkpoint. If you don't have PreCheck, you still remove shoes, pull out the laptop, and go through standard screening, just faster to the front of that line. TSA PreCheck does the opposite. It changes how your bag and body are screened. Shoes on, laptop in, no liquids bag out, but doesn't move you ahead in line. The combination of both gets you through in under 2 minutes. Each one alone solves only half the problem. Many travelers pay for Clear thinking it replaces PreCheck. It does not. Never number 7. Walk through a TSA hand swab without knowing what it's actually testing for. The swab test is called Explosive Trace Detection, ETD. It's checking for chemical residue associated with explosive compounds. Here is what most passengers don't know. Certain completely legal substances can produce a positive result. Handling fertilizer or garden chemicals, some prescription medications and their metabolites, certain industrial hand creams and lotions, glycerin-based soaps. If you know you've recently handled any of these, tell the agent proactively before they swab. Say, "I was handling fertilizer this morning," or "I'm on this medication." Proactive disclosure immediately shifts the tone of the conversation. Silence until a positive result does not. The machine flags a reading. The agent has no context. The secondary screening process begins. Knowing the trigger and communicating it first is the difference between a brief conversation and a 15-minute delay. Never number 8. Fly without knowing what SSS on your boarding pass actually means. 3 capital S letters on a boarding pass stand for Secondary Security Screening Selection. It means you have been flagged before you arrived at the airport for enhanced screening at the checkpoint. This can happen due to one-way ticket purchases, last-minute bookings, certain travel histories, mismatched name records, or random algorithmic selection. It does not mean you've done anything wrong. It does mean you will be directed to additional screening, often including a full bag inspection, pat-down, and document review. Knowing in advance, check your boarding pass the moment it's generated. If you see SSS, arrive 20 minutes earlier than you planned. Carry only what's necessary and know that the process is a formality in the vast majority of cases. 8 down. 2 more. And number 9 contains the 3 words that will end your flight before it begins, no matter how you say them. This is not an exaggeration, it's federal law, and it's coming right now. Never number 9. Say certain words near a TSA checkpoint, even as a joke. Federal law under 49 U.S. Code 46507 makes it a federal crime to make any false statement about a bomb, explosive, or weapon at an airport or on a flight, even phrased as a joke, even with obvious sarcasm. The mandatory response: immediate law enforcement contact, removal from the security area, questioning, and in many cases, prosecution and a permanent no-fly consideration. The specific trigger words cover any reference to bombs, explosives, weapons, or threats, regardless of context. TSA agents are legally required to respond as if every statement is credible. No agent has the authority to decide it was a joke and let it go. The conversation is not theirs to close. Do not test this. Do not joke about this. The cost is always your flight. and frequently, much more. And here it is. Number 10. The legal right the TSA and DHS are not required to tell you about, and that most airport agents won't mention unless you ask. The federal government has been rolling out facial recognition biometric scanning at U.S. airports for domestic and international departures. At many major airports, including Atlanta, Dallas, Los Angeles, and New York, your face is scanned and matched to a government identity database as part of the boarding process. This data is stored, processed, and retained according to federal data retention policies, and you have the legal right to opt out. Under current DHS rules, U.S. citizens can decline biometric facial scanning and instead present a physical identity document for manual verification. The process takes an extra 60 seconds. The agent will not always offer this option proactively. You must ask. The exact words, "I would like to opt out of biometric facial recognition." Know that right. Exercise it if you choose to. But know it exists before you walk through a camera that's already scanning your face. 10 things happening at security every single day that most passengers walk through without ever knowing. Put your phone in your bag. Check if pre-check is already free. Switch to solid toiletries. Declare your medications. Know what SSS means. And say those exact words if a camera scans your face without your consent. That's the difference between a passenger and someone who flies with information. Subscribe to Travel-Hackster to stay informed. This is Travel-Hackster. Know your rights.